Well, hello. It has been a while. I took the weekend off and 3 months later, we're here. Randomly at 10 to midnight in Spain, in Madrid, where we are right now, I decided to pick up my YouTube channel again. I didn't deliberately stop. It kind of just happened. I genuinely just decided that I wasn't going to do as much content during December. It's a super saturated time on YouTube with so many people producing more videos than usual. So I thought I'm going to take that time to chill, have a little bit of time off, spend some time with family and friends. And that kind of just continued all the way through, actually quite naturally into spring, which is a time of kind of growth, I guess, and I've really embraced that this year, and so possibly that's why I'm back on the YouTube. It feels really nice to be back, actually. I'm currently filming on my phone, which I typically filmed before on a G7X, so let me know how this is. Can't see myself because I'm filming on the back camera, so I might not even be in focus or in frame properly. I've also got a mic. I'd love to hear what you think about this as well, if this is something that it makes it a little bit easier to hear what I'm saying, or whether it sounds a bit strange, let me know. But I hope everybody's good, and I hope you've all had a great start to the year. I feel like when you start getting into these months, it really feels like the cogs are turning again, and we're all getting stuck into the year, which is, I think, a really exciting time. So I hope you're all well. It's lovely to be back. And you may be thinking, why is he in Spain? Why is he in Madrid? I'm here for a very special partnership with Hackett and Carlos Sainz Jr. and Senior, father and son. Tomorrow evening we have an event, and I think over the next 48 hours we're going to be exploring the city, having some food, and so it should be really lovely. And I thought I'll bring you guys along for the ride. So I am going to get some shut-eye, and I will be picking back up in the morning, but I thought I would just quickly sit down, kick this vlog off and see how we go. Well, we're just about to arrive for lunch. There's the Hackett London store, and over the road is our restaurant. Well, good afternoon. I hope you can hear me okay. It is a little bit noisy in here with music. I've tried to find the quietest spot in the restaurant. But this morning I headed out and explored a little bit of Madrid. It's a bit wet here at the moment. They've got 2 weeks of rain. I would say I brought it over from the UK, but we have beautiful weather at the moment in the UK. So we were battling that. I've actually got a really beautiful Hackett suede jacket with me, and so I was a little bit cautious because suede in the rain, they don't particularly go very well. But we did have an umbrella, so that kind of saved the day a little bit. But I thought before we get stuck into lunch, I'd quickly share with you my outfit of the day. So it's a Hackett look, and I've got a pinstripe shirt underneath, a quarter zip Hackett London navy knit, and then I've got some white trousers on with a leather belt. This is actually really nice because it's sort of elasticated, but it has that woven detailing on it. So as you can probably see there, it's got this nice woven detailing to it, but it is also stretchy. These belts are really convenient because there's no particular set holes, so you can just get the exact tightness that you desire. Great for a big lunch as well. And then on my feet, I walk around, you'll see that I have a pair of suede derbies on, so very smart casual look for today. But it sounds like the rest of the guys have just arrived, so I'm gonna make my way through and enjoy some food.
Yes. All around the country.
Working, do you like Spanish food?
But no, the city.
Do you like Spanish food?
Yeah, I love it.
You like it?
We had this meeting, we're like, okay, why don't we
Okay, the main event, chicken paella.
within
Yeah, thanks, that's exactly what I want.
I've just come back to my room, freshened up after a lovely lunch. It was actually quite a long lunch. I think we were there for 3 to 4 hours, but it was absolutely incredible. It was a fish restaurant, and so we were relatively healthy until that dessert came along, and we were very kindly gifted a goodie bag on the way out. So I thought, before we go to this evening's event, I'm going to quickly open this and see what's inside. So annoyingly, I don't have a tripod with me, but inside the Hackett bag, we have a box and a magazine, the Hackett London Fashion and Lifestyle magazine, featuring Carlos Sainz. We're going to have a good old flick through that. Oh, did you see that golf course? Ah, Elliot Grover. Elliot is a friend of mine and also the chef at Park Lane. You can see the restaurant here. Incredible steak. If you ever want to go out for a special meal, then Park Lane Cut is one I would suggest. And on the back, there is Carlos Sainz Jr. and Senior, featuring for Hackett London Spring Summer 25. Inside our goodie bag, we're all falling out already. Oh, nice. We've got a navy pocket square, a bowler dot. Oh, cool. It's like a bowler hat. Very nice. With Hackett. That's fantastic. Inside, a lovely note from the Hackett team. And inside the box, we have another box. H8 card wallet in navy. Oh, lovely. So a nice navy card wallet with H for Hackett on the front. Inside, you'll also see that there's a little leather detailing there, contrasting stitching and tabs at the top, and then embossed at the bottom. You may be able to see it's got Hackett embossed. Lovely. And then last but not least, we have a navy tie, a wardrobe essential. And this is a neat diamond pattern, which you may be able to see. Lovely. Well, thank you very much to the Hackett family. I'm looking forward to an evening and meeting the main men. We are going to head out now. Well, as you can see, I'm back home, and Madrid was wonderful. It was wet, but wonderful. And it was an absolute pleasure to catch up with Carlos Sainz. Lovely gent, and what a great partnership as well. He looks fantastic in the clothes. And so it was really nice to be a part of that celebration. As always, I'll leave all of the relevant links in the description box down below. So Hackett's website will be linked down there. But I thought, now we are back home, we should do a little bit of show and tell. Whilst I've been away, a few things have arrived, and in recent times, I've also received some stuff that I think is worth showing. Some really cool stuff. So it won't be too long, but I thought before we get into things that I've received, I wanted to quickly show you what I've got my nan for her birthday. So it's my stepmom and nan's birthday on the same day. And so I have gifts for them both, of course, and I've actually picked up my stepmom a wreath from Hello Petal. I think Liz has posted about it already on her YouTube channel, I would have thought so. But she does these really beautiful wreath kits, and I know that she loves flower arranging. And so I thought that it would be a really nice thing to do for the spring season. And then for my nan, I picked up some wool. So I found a company called Rowan, and this is the company here. And she just really enjoys knitting little outfits for her great-grandchildren. And so I thought, I'm gonna buy her some nice wool, which is 100% merino wool. And she tends to knit with nice thick wool, as you can see. And I've brought her 4 in this colour, and then 4 in the pink, as you can see here. And so she can make some little cardigans, or even if she fancies it, perhaps she might be able to knit herself a little scarf or something. So I'm hoping that she'll enjoy this, because often or not, when I go over to my nan's house, she's knitting. And so I thought, that's got to be a good birthday present. And she has a fantastic sense of humour. And so I've become pretty good at buying birthday cards and Christmas cards. Obviously with a touch of my humour, probably got it from my nan. And so this is my nan's birthday card. I know what you're thinking. Is he really going to give that to his nan? Absolutely. So that is her birthday card. She will love it, I'm telling you. And so that's my nan's birthday gift, and I'll be dropping that off to her very soon. Also, you may notice, got a new cap on. This is from Holland Cooper, and I've got more upstairs to show you because they've released a lovely little collection of them. So get to that in a second. The next thing, which I'm all for, you know, I'm somebody that loves the finer details. I got contacted by a company called Luna, and they offered to send out some items from their website. And so I selected a mouse and a mouse mat to go on my desk in the office, and if I grab it, I think you'll see why I love this so much. So to replace my current mouse, we now have this really nice gold and brown leather mouse, which is completely Wi-Fi, you can see on the back. And you also have settings on the back of this which control different speeds. So the speed at which the mouse cursor responds to the movement of the mouse, you can adjust that. And so I have it on the lowest setting. I work quite quickly with my hands, and so it's really sensitive, so that's great. It's also obviously got the power bank. It's also got a USB dongle. That's the word I was looking for, the USB dongle. And so you can pair your mouse, I believe, using this, as well as with a USB-C connection lead as well. But I use mine wirelessly. They do this in lots of different colors. You can get this really stunning burgundy finish. You can get it in green, I believe black, and you can also interchange a few of the colors on top of the mouse, and then you can get this in silver, gold, and probably some other colors as well. So a really nice kind of like upgrade on the desk. And I thought it would be rude not to get a matching mouse mat. So I've got that, which is currently sitting on my desk, and it fits in with the whole theme of the room. So yeah, really happy to have received this. Now we're gonna go upstairs because the next items are fashion focused. So let's head up to the wardrobe, and that is Barkley asking for his, no he's not, he's playing with Lumi. I thought he was gonna be asking for food. You happy that your sister's with you? Eh? You three? Always by Daddy's side, aren't you? If only we could work out a way of generating electricity through those tails, we would be rich. Look at that little face. Barky? It's not 5 o'clock yet, but it's nearly 5 o'clock. And what does 5 o'clock mean, Barky? It means ood. It means ood. It means oodie. Look at that paw. Oh. Oh. Mouse said the magic word. I guess I better feed you first, right? Come on then. So as I mentioned downstairs, Holland Cooper have just launched a load of new caps, and so I'll quickly show you the ones that I received, which could be the full collection. Now, as you can see, the one I'm wearing, it's got the Union Jack flag, and I think it says British Excellence across the front with a Holland Cooper, and then on the back again got the Holland Cooper on the rear. And this cap has got again an adjustable tag on the back, which is obviously very important. It's one size, and then on the actual peak of the cap it's got Holland Cooper, which is really nice, just lipped around. I like that, that's really cool. And then on the front we have Holland Cooper. I think these are slightly more lifestyle caps, so these will work up really nicely with your fashion pieces. Just nice and simple, very subtle HC, just embroidered there on the front in the navy, ecru, and also a black. And all of those again have Holland Cooper on the rear with the adjustable tag. So I'll leave a link down below for these. Fit really nicely as well. They've got a nice ratio balance to them, so they sit really nicely on the head. Next up, many of you will be familiar with Eton shirts. Well, I was online looking for a denim shirt, and Eton had a couple that caught my eye, and so I thought I'm going to order them, try them on, see how they are to fit. Two different colours. They're coming up quite saturated on the camera. They're a little bit less intense in real life. But they just work really nicely to casually dress down a smarter outfit. I'm sure lots of you have seen these being styled up, but they're pretty flexible, quite versatile, probably be a better terminology. And they feel really nice and soft, and they're quite a lightweight fabric. So and we're giving these a try on to see how they fit. Cutaway collar on them. I actually prefer a classic collar, if I'm completely honest. I find cutaways don't really suit a tie in my opinion. You end up seeing the tie come around just before the knot. So it's always my preference to go for a classic collar, but it's not very often you find a classic collar these days. Seems to be quite popular and quite trendy to have a cutaway collar, which look really nice, open and relaxed. But as I say, I quite like the classic collar. It sits slightly higher on the neck, looks a little bit more formal, and also closes up that gap when the shirt's buttoned up, which means that the tie just sits nicely in between the collar tips, as opposed to having that excess bit of tie showing. So yeah, a couple of denim shirts to try from Eton. Now the last thing that I wanted to show you was from a company called Osprey London, and inside, I've almost forgot what I asked for. I know it's a leather accessory, that's for sure. So this bag right here is the Chestnut Carter Large Messenger Bag, and as you can see inside, oh nice, magnetic opening, very convenient. We've got a crossbody strap or over the shoulder strap, very well protected on delivery. So as you can see, we've got an over shoulder strap, which if you're lugging this around London is very convenient. You're also welcome to lug it around any city you wish. In fact, you can lug it wherever you wish. And we have really nice leather tabs on the zips, which I think is really nice touch. And of course we have the zip running through the top to keep everything safe inside. Now inside there's two compartments, so you can see it's divided, which I always find really convenient because it just makes finding things in the bag a lot more efficient. And then you have a nice zipped compartment at the front of the bag, which again is really good for putting in some of those more precious belongings like your wallet and keys. And if you take a look there, you'll see that they've actually stitched in a leather detailing around that pocket, which is a really nice touch, gives it a little bit of structure as well. And at the front, underneath the flap, there is a fast access compartment as well, so plenty of storage here. I thought that this would be a really handy addition for when I'm traveling to London, I'm dressed up, I'm feeling quite smart, and I don't want to take a backpack, I want to have something that looks a little bit smarter. This can just hold my camera equipment and any things like laptops, cards, keys, carrying what I need in style. And then I've just seen as well on the back, which is always a little bit nicer to have whilst you're carrying it around the city, a kind of like more discreet pocket to the rear, which will be against your body. It's zipped, really nice touch. This little tab here probably has a proper name, but this is to go over your suitcase. So your carry-on suitcase, you can just slip that over and you can just pull along your carry-on without having to carry the two bags. So really nice touch to have that on there. So this is the Osprey bag. Now Lydia has just headed out for some drinks with Carrie. It's currently Friday, and so they're just heading to the local pub for a few drinks. I'm going to spend the evening at home just chilling, because it's been plenty of travel this week and it's been pretty hectic, so I'm going to have a chilled evening, I think, just at home, set myself up for a good weekend. I've got lots of golf over the weekend, which I'm really looking forward to. I was going to give a little bit more of like a recap as to what I've been getting up to, but I know that lots of you would have seen Lydia's videos, and so you probably know what I've been doing over the start of the year. We've really been embracing the British countryside and kind of like just tapping into making the most of the weather and doing chores around the house. I wish I'd vlogged it actually, because it was quite a nice transformation. I tidied up the patio, jet washed it, and put some really nice willow fencing around. Lydia documented it in her video. And so that's kind of just made the area a little bit smarter as we come into spring. Also meant that the cushions and stuff can go out when we do get some nice weather. We've also reduced so far, hopefully it stays this way, the mess that the chickens are making when they come up onto the terrace and they start digging through the 4 beds that are situated within the terrace where I put the willow fencing. So that's so far been effective, and it's keeping that space a lot tidier. So working out ways in which we can continue to have those chickens moving throughout spring without completely digging up and ruining all the flower beds. And in particular, Lydia's vegetable garden is going to be one of the challenges this year, because last year they had their wicked way with it. It's been a nice start to the year, and it is just about to get very, very busy. It's been relatively relaxed. We've been taking things stride by stride. During December, just before I finished vlogging, I had a best man speech to do at a wedding for my friend Neil. That was quite a terrifying moment for me, because there was this huge realization that public speaking was a big fear of mine. And for somebody that talks online and has done social media for over a decade, you'd think that it would come quite naturally. But there's something about live talking that I find quite intimidating. And so I went on a little bit of a journey to try to sort of understand that, like why, and if there was anything that I could do to improve on that fear. And so I started off doing a neuro-linguistic programming session, which was really insightful, just to understand a little bit more about the brain and how the mind works. I certainly projected and delivered on the speech, if nothing else. So I was chuffed with the work that I'd put in to make that speech go as well as I could. Going into the new year, I then started chatting with my friend Mark at Take Flight, and I was sort of just discussing with him, like just as a friend, what I'd been doing and how I'd found like some quite transformative books on audio that I'd been listening to. And so as the discussions evolved, I've ended up working alongside Mark, and I'm working with him on just further developing myself and my business. And so that's been really exciting. I've had the time to focus my energy on that, which is something that I've been doing during the first couple of months of the year. And I was actually with him this morning or this afternoon. So we had a 2-hour session today. I just find it absolutely unbelievable. Like, it's amazing to have conversations firstly on that really kind of like deep mindful level, and to truly kind of navigate through that. And so I've been finding that really interesting. This channel isn't going to become a channel where I share my lessons and learnings, but I thought I'd just give you an update as to what I've been getting up to, just in case I start changing online and getting a little bit more confident with what I say, a little bit more cocky, because I'd say that I'm probably quite a reserved person online. I've been doing that today, and I think that that kind of summarises what's been going on. I've been embracing the English countryside, cracking on with lots of stuff at the house, pushing forward with the renovations that are hopefully going to start kicking off soon, and just kind of like working with Lids on creating content for each other, which we're doing really well at. It's been really nice. Typically Lids and I run our businesses very separately, and we're kind of not combining them, but we're combining our efforts into one another, like the good old days. And that's been really enjoyable, because we've been able to habit stack really efficiently. So we're creating content around moments rather than creating moments for content, which has been one of the really important kind of like stances for this year, is to try to capture moments rather than to create moments to capture. It's something that my team and I do every year. We sit down and we say, look, what is it that we're looking to achieve this year? A few years ago, I really focused on honing in a little bit more of my interest in craftsmanship and tailoring, kind of like doubled down on sharing a slightly more tailored approach to my content. And that was really enjoyable. And I feel like that's cemented quite well now on my platforms. And so the next stage is kind of like looking at trying to create a more like fluid process. And I think that something that isn't discussed very often online is that the whole purpose behind social media, vlogging, creating content on Instagram, is to gain access and to have insights into people's authentic existence and life. And it was just a really nice vulnerable space for people to share the things they loved and enjoyed, to take people along on their journeys with them, emotionally, relationships. And obviously, as soon as there was money involved, the industry became a lot more curated. And I'd say that there's been a bit more of a steer towards a traditional approach to social media, which is something that as a business you have to try to adapt to and be conscious of. But equally, you don't want to remove your core values, and you want to stay true to the platform and to what you're doing. And it's always been something that we've been conscious of. But I think that finding clever ways to ensure that that stays that way is something that we're really working hard to incorporate. Liz and I really enjoy spending time doing things together, but we haven't really ever utilised the habit stacking approach of documenting those moments whilst doing them as efficiently as possibly we could have done. We've very much focused on doing what we need to do for us, and so I think that it's been a nice sort of few months of doing little things together and documenting them, and it's just made the whole creation process so much more enjoyable, and hopefully that resonates a lot as well with everyone that's consuming that content. I guess in summary, a little bit of a rant there, went off on one a little bit, just really enjoying kind of like opening up a little bit and becoming less protected and less concerned about and how things are received online, and just sort of tapping back into that more vulnerable, open state that social media is supposed to be about, right? My barriers are just a little too high, and so I just want to drop them a little bit, and hopefully that is something that can resonate as well, and you feel like you have a little bit more of an insight and a bit more of a relationship than me being a face on social. So that's something that I'm hoping will happen more and more as time goes on, and just even having this chat now, hopefully that gives a little bit more context as well. But having the time to dedicate to that, I was saving almost 2 days a week, so to be able to focus those 2 days to spend time having these thoughts has been super helpful. And now I've had that moment and I've done those things, I've been able to take action. We're here now. Hopefully that was all part of the bigger plan, even though it wasn't planned, and it's time well spent, to say the least. I'm going to check out for this week's video, and thank you for tuning back in, because I appreciate I did take a little bit of time off, and I look forward to seeing you maybe in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be getting my videos out, but I'll be at least once a month, put it that way. They won't be irregular, but they might not be as regular as previously. So I'll do my best to post as often as I can, and I look forward to seeing you then. So have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you soon.